Good morning, it's Scott with Senior Fitness HQ, and today we've got Harriet performing video number 2 of the easiest, most sustainable senior fitness morning workout that could ever be done in the whole wide world. Okay, maybe not true. However, all we're doing today is adding one exercise to the program that we're hopeful that all of you did for the last week or two. So starting off with a squat, remembering that the protocol is 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and then you will transition to the next exercise in that 15 seconds. So as you can see, squat to a calf raise. Very strong. Why do we add the calf raise? Because it engages her butt cheeks and her belly button and balance, and who doesn't want better balance as a senior? So one of the tricks that I use with my clients over the last 10 years is making them get down to and up from the floor, and that is switching exercises from standing to sitting to lying ad nauseum. Rolling push-up is next. You will notice that she becomes more mobile and more flexible the longer that she does this. So please remember, you can use these exercises as a warm-up, as a workout. You can also use them as cool downs. It just depends on the type of intensity that you put into them. Meaning you can jump, or you can go super slow, or you can just go at a normal speed. The goal is not to get trapped into a box. Also, do not worry about what Harriet is doing on screen. Do what you can do, never moving into pain, never beating the heck out of yourself so that you can't hardly breathe. The goal is to finish the program moving. So, rolling push-ups are done. She's now getting herself into a shinbox position, and she will do a shinbox tripod extension, just like that. And she will switch over to the other side. Thus the name, the shinbox switch, which is right there, the shinbox position, switch, then a tripod extension, which means that she's got 3 points on the ground. And if you want to get technical, it's really 5 points on the ground because some people count the knees and the feet and the hand. But we're trying to keep this simple. And better yet, just call it this thing where you switch over and get on one hand. The names don't matter, the movements matter. So please note, you want to lead with your hips, not with your rib cage. So you're leading with the hips and squeezing your butt cheeks nice and tight and not causing any stress on the low back. So there we go. There's her first kind of oopsie doodle hesitation. Remember, we don't want to be perfect. We want to have a little bit of a challenge to our balance and to our strength. Also to our mobility, because you cannot improve if you don't do your homework, and homework is learning new movements, and it's generally a little bit difficult. When you squat, don't just sit down. Pull your knees up into your rib cage while doing your best to keep your chest up. Don't worry about being perfect, worry about doing your best. Also, if you've got back issues, think of inhaling and bracing your stomach and your core area versus exhaling. Both forms of breathing are perfectly fine, but if you've got back issues, a little breath in, you can even hold the breath for a second and kind of brace your core. Experiment with this and see what works best for you. Some people love exhaling, they get better mobility out of the deal, but I find it's a little too hard on my back at 63 years old. So here we are, side view, rolling push-up, getting more mobile. This is such an easy movement. Hips go back, head goes down. Hips go up, head goes up, then the head goes down. When the head comes up, you tighten your butt cheeks, both coming up from the floor and going down from the floor, and use the muscles in your upper and mid back before you start pushing the floor away with your hands. Shoulders need to be down, stomach needs to be engaged. It's a great stretch, it's great work, and you can apply, again, like any other exercise, as much effort as you want by going faster or by going slower. If you notice, we're trying to move as many joints in the body as we possibly can, and this is highly, highly neglected by seniors, thus why getting up and down off the floor again. So the squat is ankles, knees, hips, spine. The rolling push-up is just about everything you could think of, and then the shinbox switch is this nice rotation, internal and external rotation of the hips. And right here, butt cheeks should be tight and reaching up to the sky because seniors don't reach overhead. Looking good. No, I did not take a nap. I was just admiring how good she does the movement. So please remember that you do not have to do this the way that Harriet does. I'm going to come up with a video in a chair to make this even easier for you because let's face it, some people have sarcopenia. They just don't move. They don't eat right, but they are interested in getting their health back and getting their strength back. She actually looks kind of like Supergirl or Superwoman in this outfit, doesn't she? Especially with those legs. So here we go again. Squat to a calf raise. Do you have to do a calf raise if your calves get tired? No, you do not. I guess they're called calves, calves, cafes, McDonald's. Doesn't matter. Do what works for you. But I do encourage the calf raise with the belly button and the butt cheeks tight. And again, we want to work on balance. If you're not sure about your balancing skills, be next to a wall, a chair. You see the stairs over there. You can use the newel, whatever works for you. Down she goes. Remember, she's not just sitting. She's actually pulling herself down with her hip flexors, which is in the hip crease in the front of our pelvis. Calf raise again, beautiful. And please note, I do want you to do some tibialis raises as well. We will throw that into another video. I'll show you how to do that, but that's going to counterbalance all the work on the calves. And Harriet has such strong tibialis anyway, she really doesn't need to do things like this. So here I am with a dog bothering me to get up on my lap while I'm trying to do this video, and you guys will meet the dogs soon enough, if not now. So, rolling push-up again. We're doing different angles for you, just so you can watch the whole thing through and try to get your compass set up on how to move your body. Visual is really, really good. If you do this stuff and you have access to a mirror in your home, of course it would have to be on the floor, close to the floor. We've got a big one on the wall that we use for clients and for ourselves as well. It's really good to get visual feedback. If you don't have a mirror, if it's too difficult, we all have cell phones, so I want you to take videos of yourselves. And if you need help with this stuff, if you just can't figure it out, if you're moving into pain, and no matter what I say or do or try to help with, you can't get out of pain, send me a video, and also go to your doctor. Remember, these videos are not medical advice in any way, shape, or form. This is for entertainment purposes only. But we all do need to move. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your coach. I'm just a guy that wants to save the world through movement. I'm an old guy who wants to save the world through movement. So again, as you can see, the tripod extension. Her hand is kind of by the side of her hip and a little bit by where her back pocket would be. If you want to make this more difficult, you would scoot your hand closer to your body and you would scoot it closer to where your back pocket would be. On your pants, on your jeans, on your sexy Daisy Dukes. So again, throwing down on the Superwoman, Supergirl pose in her blue shirt. Looking good, looking strong. Doing the squat to the calf raise. Ooh, nice hold right there. I think she does an oopsie doodle in a second or two. Balance work is the best thing you can do as a senior. Nothing wrong with losing your balance because it teaches your brain how not to fall. If things are perfect for you, well, you don't want a perfect life. You want work. If you don't work, there's the upsy doodle, perfectly fine, recovered, didn't fall down, she didn't get injured. It hurt my heart to watch that because, well, I would have fallen down. So my wife is much more awesome than me, has better balance. We're almost done with this program. She's a trooper. And remember, if you're done at your second round, be done. You can do this for breakfast. You can do this for lunch. You can do this for dinner. It does not matter. Science even says that as long as you get your rounds in, meaning about 10 or 12 minutes of exercise per day, it can be spread out throughout the day. You're perfectly fine and still going to gain some benefits. So there is that. Rolling push-up is beautiful from this angle. She's definitely warmed up, definitely more mobile and more flexible. Shoulders are getting a nice stretch, lats. And again, if you look at this, almost every joint is being moved in her body. Knees all the way up to wrists. Excellent, excellent mobility exercise. And it can beat the heck out of you if you do it nice and slow and intentional. The shinbox switch tripod extension is next. Here we go. Remember, leading with the hip flexor area, leading with the joint in the hips, not pushing up with our rib cage, squeezing our butt cheeks as tight as we can. I also want you to push the floor as hard as you can and push that shoulder down. That is going to help you engage the lats, which are the big muscles in your back and on your side rear rib cage. Also, if you push down hard with your hand and squeeze those butt cheeks tight, you will feel this tomorrow in your posterior chain, which just means your back and your butt and your hamstrings. Switching is good. And this internal-external rotation right there, if you cannot do that well, you would lean down onto your elbows to try and get through the movement. So I believe she's done with the workout because she's lying on the floor, hanging out. And just so you know, according to Andy Galpin, laying down on the floor after a workout for 4 or 5 minutes is one of the best ways that you can decompress and recover. This is Scott with Senior Fitness HQ. We will see you next time.